All right, let's talk about something huge. Ever wonder how the biggest websites and apps on the planet can handle millions of people all at once without even breaking a sweat? Well, the secret sauce is something called automatic elasticity. And we're going to break down exactly what that means. Let's get into it. So here's the scenario, the million user problem. Or, as I like to call it, when success becomes a crisis. I mean, imagine you've built something incredible, right? An app, a website, and boom, it just goes viral. You'd think that's the dream, but suddenly, that success can feel a lot more like a nightmare. Let's explore why that is.
So let me ask you this. What do you think actually happens when, say, 10,000 people all hit your website at the exact same time? Picture a huge flash sale on your favorite store. What's going on behind the curtain when everyone is rushing to get that deal?
Yeah, you guessed it. It crashes. It's actually that simple. See, a single server, you can think of it as a virtual machine, basically a computer in the cloud. It can only do so much. When thousands and thousands of requests slam into it all at once, it just gets completely overwhelmed. It slows down to a crawl, and then it just gives up. For any business online, that's an absolute disaster.
But what if I told you the solution to this super high-tech problem isn't some crazy complex algorithm? What if it's a principle you see in action every single time you go to your local supermarket? I know, it sounds weird, but just stick with me on this one.
All right, let's talk about the supermarket analogy and how we can scale with the crowd. We're going to use this simple, real-world example to make this whole concept just click. So yeah, let's head to the supermarket.
Okay, think about how a supermarket works. In the morning, it's pretty quiet, so maybe only one checkout counter is open. Makes sense. Then, the afternoon crowd starts rolling in, and the manager opens up a couple more, so now 3 are running. By the evening, it's a madhouse, right? It's the heavy rush, so they've got like 7 counters going just to keep the lines from getting insane. And then late at night, when everything's died down, they're back to just 1. It's just super efficient. They only use exactly what they need right when they need it.
So let's translate that supermarket logic to our tech problem. The crowd of shoppers, that's your user traffic. Each individual checkout counter, that's one virtual machine, one server. And the store manager, the person making the call to open or close those counters, well, that's the cloud platform, like Azure, doing all of that work automatically.
And this whole automatic system, this super smart group of counters or VMs that are managed for you, it has a name. It's called a VM scale set.
Okay, so this whole thing is automatic, elastic, and honestly, pretty awesome. Now that we've got the basic idea down, let's actually look under the hood and see how VM scale sets really work, and why they are such a game changer.
So what exactly is a VM scale set, or VMSS for short? Well, at its core, it's a system that automatically adds or removes virtual machines based on demand. You're not managing a bunch of individual computers anymore. No, you're just managing the entire group as one single thing. And the best part is what it does automatically. This thing does all the heavy lifting for you. It's constantly watching the workload. So when it sees that the CPUs, the brains of the servers, are working way too hard, boom, it automatically adds more VMs. And when the traffic dies down, it gets rid of those extra VMs, which saves you a ton of money. It also makes sure every single VM is configured exactly the same, and it puts them all behind something called a load balancer to spread the traffic out evenly. All of this guarantees your app stays available and performs really, really well. And when you look at a capacity comparison, the difference is just staggering. A single lonely VM might be able to handle a few hundred users, maybe. But a VM scale set, it can effortlessly scale up to handle thousands, tens of thousands, even millions of users. It's literally the difference between a small corner shop and a global enterprise.
So let's talk about why this all matters. What's the real business impact here? I mean, this is all cool technology, but why should a company actually care about any of this?
Well, here's why companies use VM scale sets. First, they can handle those sudden, crazy traffic spikes. This means your website or app doesn't crash right when you need it most. And here's the kicker. It saves a ton of money because you only pay for the servers you're actually using. Plus, it completely eliminates a bunch of manual work for your engineers. For any large-scale application, it's not just a nice-to-have, it's absolutely essential.
And if you're wondering who uses this stuff, the answer is pretty much everyone. This isn't some niche tech. We're talking about the huge industries you interact with every single day. E-commerce sites, your banking app, food delivery services, websites that sell concert tickets, even healthcare portals. They all rely on this exact kind of automatic scaling to give you a reliable experience.
Look, if you remember only one thing today, make it this. A VM scale set is basically an automatic counter system for your website. That's it. It's just like how those billing counters open and close depending on the crowd. More crowd, more counters. Less crowd, fewer counters. It's a beautifully simple idea that is incredibly powerful.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. In a world where anything can go viral in an instant, is your application really ready for the spotlight? Whether you're building the next big thing or just using the services others have built, that's the question that really matters.